Hello and welcome. Today's update is especially important for seniors, retirees, and anyone living on a fixed income. If you or someone close to you relies on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA benefits, or a pension to cover monthly expenses, this is information you'll want to hear carefully. Over the past several weeks, there has been a growing amount of confusion, stress, and conflicting information circulating online and through word of mouth. Many older Americans are asking the same question again and again. Are new stimulus-style payments really beginning on January 17th? And if so, who actually qualifies? In this update, we're going to slow everything down and walk through the situation calmly and clearly so you understand what is confirmed, what is being misunderstood, and how this may realistically affect your household. Over the past few months, the financial pressure on seniors has continued to intensify. Rising prices for groceries, housing, utilities, insurance, and medical care have stretched fixed incomes thinner than ever. Many retirees are finding that even careful budgeting is no longer enough to keep up with everyday expenses. Monthly benefit checks that once covered basic needs now fall short before the month is over. Because of this growing strain, lawmakers and federal agencies have been under increasing pressure to provide targeted relief, particularly for older adults, people with disabilities, and veterans. These pressures are what have led to renewed discussions around financial support measures and why certain dates, including January 17th, have gained so much attention. One of the most important things to understand is what people actually mean when they talk about a stimulus payment in early 2026. Unlike the large universal stimulus checks issued during the pandemic years, today's relief efforts look very different. Current payments are far more targeted and are often not officially labeled as stimulus checks. Instead, they may appear as direct deposits, supplemental payments, cost of living support, state-issued rebates, or temporary federal supplements tied to existing benefit programs. Even though the name has changed, the goal remains the same: to help vulnerable households cope with higher living costs. For many seniors, one of the biggest concerns is whether they need to apply or take action to receive these payments. In most cases, the answer is no. If you already receive Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, eligibility is typically determined using information the government already has on file. This includes your benefit status, income records, and past tax information. The system is designed this way to reduce paperwork, prevent missed deadlines, and protect older adults from unnecessary stress. This is especially important for seniors who may worry about complex forms or navigating online systems. Now let's talk specifically about the January 17th date, which has caused a lot of discussion. January 17th is not a universal payout date for everyone, and it does not mean that every senior will receive money on that exact day. Instead, it marks the beginning of processing and distribution for certain relief-related payments affecting specific groups of beneficiaries. From that point forward, additional payments continue rolling out over the days and weeks that follow, depending on eligibility and the program involved. For seniors receiving Social Security retirement benefits, regular monthly payments still follow the standard schedule based on birth dates. However, some beneficiaries may notice an additional deposit or adjustment connected to cost of living relief or state-administered programs that coordinate with federal systems. These extra payments are often processed in mid-January, which is why the January 17th date appears in many official processing timelines and internal schedules. For those receiving supplemental security income, commonly known as SSI, January is always an important month. SSI payments are typically issued at the very beginning of the month, but when supplemental assistance or special adjustments are approved, they are often sent separately. Some SSI recipients may see additional support tied to inflation relief or emergency assistance programs, and these payments can begin appearing after the middle of the month rather than alongside the regular deposit. Social Security disability insurance recipients are also part of these discussions. SSDI benefits follow a payment schedule similar to retirement benefits, depending on birth dates. Because SSDI recipients live on fixed incomes and face rising costs just like retirees, many qualify for targeted relief. When approved, these payments are often processed automatically and may arrive alongside or shortly after regular monthly benefits without requiring additional paperwork. Veterans receiving VA benefits are another important group to mention. While VA payments operate under a different system than Social Security, coordination occurs when relief programs are approved at the federal or state level. Older veterans, disabled veterans, and surviving spouses are often included in these efforts. Depending on benefit type and state of residence, some veterans may see additional payments or credits reflected during January, even if the exact timing differs from Social Security deposits. A common concern among seniors is whether these payments are truly automatic or whether action is required. In most cases, if your benefit information is current, payments are issued automatically. There is no phone call to make, no website to register on, and no fee to pay. This approach is intentional and helps reduce the risk of scams targeting older adults. However, it is very important to ensure your direct deposit information is up to date. Changes in bank accounts, closed accounts, or recent switches from paper checks to direct deposit can cause delays. Another major concern is whether receiving extra money could affect other benefits. In most cases, one-time relief payments do not count as earned income for Social Security purposes. That means they typically do not reduce monthly Social Security checks. For SSI recipients, special rules apply, but many relief payments are excluded from income calculations for a set period. This allows recipients to use the funds for essential needs without immediately risking benefit reductions. Taxes are another area where confusion often arises. Generally speaking, stimulus-style relief payments are not considered taxable income at the federal level. This has been consistent with previous relief efforts, and current guidance continues to follow that pattern. Even so, it is always wise to keep records of any extra payments received, especially for seniors who file tax returns or work with tax preparers. As information continues to circulate, it's critical to separate confirmed facts from rumors. Not every headline reflects an official decision, and not every social media post is accurate. Payments beginning around January 17th are tied to specific programs and eligibility rules, not a universal check for everyone. Understanding this helps set realistic expectations and reduces unnecessary anxiety. Eligibility remains the key factor in determining who receives payments. For federal relief connected to benefit programs, eligibility typically depends on the type of benefit received, income level, and sometimes household circumstances. Social Security retirees with lower overall income are often prioritized. SSI recipients are frequently given special consideration because SSI is designed for individuals with very limited resources. SSDI recipients may also qualify, particularly those whose purchasing power has declined due to inflation. For veterans, eligibility depends on benefit category and income-based qualifications. Many older and disabled veterans are included in relief efforts, though timing and amounts can vary. The amount of money involved also varies widely. These payments are not designed to replace monthly income or solve long-term financial challenges. Instead, they provide temporary relief. Some seniors may receive a few $100s, while others receive smaller supplemental amounts. Even modest payments can help cover groceries, prescriptions, or utility bills. Because some relief programs are administered at the state level, not every senior in every state receives the same amount or at the same time. This is why payments may begin on a specific date like January 17th, but continue rolling out afterward. Monitoring bank accounts closely is important, especially for direct deposit recipients. Relief payments may appear under different descriptions than regular benefits, which can cause confusion. Unfortunately, this period is also when scams increase. Government agencies will never call, text, or email asking for personal information or money to release payments. Anyone claiming they can speed up or guarantee payments is a red flag. Staying cautious and relying only on trusted sources protects you from fraud. Using any extra money wisely can also help reduce stress. Many seniors focus on overdue bills, medications, or essential household needs. Others set aside a small emergency cushion. There is no right or wrong approach, but prioritizing stability and necessities can bring peace of mind. As January continues, more updates and adjustments may be announced. Staying informed without becoming overwhelmed is key. Reliable information tends to be clear, measured, and detailed, not sensational. The most important takeaway is this: payments beginning January 17th are real for certain eligible seniors, but they are targeted, not universal. If you receive Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits and your information is current, you may qualify without taking action. Understanding how these programs work helps you protect your financial security and avoid unnecessary stress. Thank you for taking the time to stay informed, because clear information is one of the strongest tools you have for protecting your future.